Today I'm going to talk to you about why it is so important to volunteer at your local USO facilities or to donate financially to the USO organization. By the end of this speech, I am hoping that you realize the importance of either donating or volunteering, and I hope that you will become a contributor in one way or the other. Military families around the world benefit from the USO in more ways than one can even imagine, and this is why it is so important that you show as much support as possible. Some of you may not know exactly what the USO is, what they do, why they do it, or how they became. So, to start off, I would like to enlighten you with a bit of history about the USO and who they are. This information can be found on uso.org/history. Supporting America's troops was the first mission of the USO. In 1941, as it became clear that the nation was heading into World War II, several organizations mobilized to support the growing U.S. military. The Salvation Army, the Young Men's Christian Association, Young Women's Christian Association, National Catholic Community Services, National Travelers Aid Association, and the National Jewish Welfare Board. Franklin D. Roosevelt created synergy among these agencies by forming the United Service Organization, with the objective of providing the emotional support the troops needed. Over time, the USO has evolved, developing new programs and services to meet the ever-changing needs of the USO troops and their families, while holding fast to the original mission. I personally have volunteered many hours at the local USO here in Yongsan, South Korea. I have seen how the USO can help the deployed service member. I have seen how the USO can support the family that may or may not be here. I have also seen the amazing connections that the USO can help make between the family member and the deployed service member, even though they're miles away or countries away. So with that being said, I ask you, have you ever had a loved one deploy? If so, then you understand how much you and your kids will miss that family member. Or perhaps you are the soldier that has had to leave, and you truly understand how hard it is to miss your family members, and how difficult it is not having the comforts of America from your home at your fingertips. This is where the USO steps in. I would like to go ahead now and talk to you a little bit about what the USO can do for the deployed member. When the members enter the USO facility, they have access to Skype phones, internet access, snacks, beverages, just an all-around place to rest. They usually also have an area where you can get a little rowdy with your friends, watching TV, playing video games, just having a good time. They also do programs for the soldiers who are in remote locations, such as Iraq and Afghanistan. They have been known to bring over NFL cheerleaders and at times NFL football players, so to help support and to thank the troops who are over there for what they do. Because really, missing sports is a pretty big deal when it comes to being deployed. I know just from being in Korea, I miss the American sports. The USO has also held concerts and other events for the soldiers who are deployed in these areas. In 2010, the USO brought over Toby Keith. Many of you know or have heard of this country singer. Because of him going over to Iraq, my husband was able to get his guitar signed, unwind from a long day, and enjoy a little bit of home. The USO also does a program called the USO To Go. These are kits that the USO sends over to the soldiers to help them with their everyday needs, or entertainment, or just the little things that they miss. In 2014, Marie Callender's teamed up with the USO to spread the news about the USO To Go program. You can find this information under frozenfoodbiz.com, and then click on the Industry News tab. Marie Callender's showed their support by saying, in partnership with the United States Service Organization, the integrated effort features an on-pack promotion that encourages consumers to support USO To Go, a USO program that provides kits filled with electronics, sports gear, books, games, and more to troops stationed in remote locations around the world. Again, you can find us on frozenfoodsbiz.com. In those kits, soldiers can get their daily needs like cotton balls, shampoos and conditioners, deodorants and lotions, and yes, even baby wipes, which may seem weird, but if you've ever experienced not being able to get into a nice hot shower at the end of the day, baby wipes are a quick and easy way to clean up. Another kit that they may send is an entertainment kit. This kit includes movies and DVDs, books for the readers who are deployed, and other various items such as game consoles. They can also send fold-up tables and fold-up chairs. Another one of their many kits involves snacks, cookies, chips, popcorn, and one thing that every soldier misses is the comfort of having their tea or their cup of joe in the morning. And most of us know that we can't start our day without some coffee. So the USO will provide coffee, whether it needs to be in a coffee pot or instant coffee. You can always count on the USO to provide that. Now that we have talked about some of the programs that the USO does for the deployed soldiers, let's talk about what they can do to help connect the deployed soldiers to their family members. One of the programs that I personally brought over to Yongsan is the United Through Reading program. This is a very special and sensitive program. When a military family is away, they miss their children and their children can miss them severely. To help close the gap a little bit, the USO partakes in the United Through Reading program. This is a program where the member can walk into the USO and request a recorded video of a book. The USO will have hundreds of books that they can pick from all reading levels, for any gender. All the service member needs to do is pick a book, sit in front of a video camera, and record. The USO member then finalizes the disc, mails the disc with the book and a piece of paper to the child, so the child can then watch daddy or mommy read them a bedtime story, or whatever story it may be. This has been a very touching and emotional experience for me, as many troops break down and even have cried on my shoulder to thank me and to thank the USO in general for bringing this to them. Sometimes the soldiers will just come in and they'll want to send a little love home, so we can also do that. This teddy bear, for an example, it says, "My arms may be short, but they reach around the world." This is a way to just send that special someone back home. Something just to say, hey, I'm thinking of you and I love you. Doing this can provide the love and security to the families in small doses. I have heard many soldiers say how much they appreciate this. As you can see, the USO cares deeply for the troops and their families. But let's not disregard the fact that they need your help to continue these programs and to do what they do. On military.com news, there was an article about how the USO does not receive any government funding, and it states, "The USO is chartered by Congress as a nonprofit charitable corporation and is not part of the United States government. It receives no direct government funding, but is endorsed by the President of the United States and the Secretary of Defense." Again, you can find this on military.com news. If you don't like to blindly donate, as many of us don't, there is a way that you can donate to specific programs. On USO.org, you can find the program for the USO To Go kit, and you can click to donate specifically to that program. When donating, many of us, like myself, wonder how much of that donation is actually going towards the program and the organization to help support the troops. So I found on charitynavigator.org a little statistical breakdown of how the money is spent throughout the USO. For program expenses, 61.1% is spent. The admin expenses is only 12.5%. As we know, many organizations have a lot of overhead, and there always has to be some paid staff members to keep the ball moving. For fundraising expenses, the USO spends about 26.2%, and it comes out to an efficiency of 25 cents, which for those of you who don't know, means that for every dollar spent, for every dollar donated, the USO spent about 25 cents, meaning that for every dollar you donate, 75 cents of that is going towards the organization. Some of us don't have funds to donate, so the next best thing is to volunteer. Many people might find it strange that I hire a babysitter to watch my daughter so I could volunteer at the USO. One of the things that has meant so much to me is to serve our military members. They do so much for this country, and they sacrifice so much, like being away from their families, that it is my pleasure to volunteer by serving them meals, by helping them make copies or print out papers. It's the little things that we do as volunteers that count. You can volunteer to help run the programs such as movie nights, video game nights, or even events like the salsa night that Youngsan does support. If you are a behind the scenes type of person like I am, you can volunteer doing desk work. I volunteered as the programs coordinator. I did a lot of the proposals, a lot of the financial aspects of our program. I went grocery shopping for the program. I filed all the receipts and paperwork for the program. And like I said, I brought the United Reading program to Yongsan. That was my baby. This is so rewarding to hear all the thank yous, to see the tears of joy, to get hugs from service members because you have helped them connect with their family is the most rewarding experience one can get. Do you need that little extra push? Are you sitting on the fence still? Well, let me give you an academic and professional side as to why you should volunteer. Volunteering at such well-established organizations like the USO looks amazing on your resume. If you're a busy person who works, goes to school full time, you might miss out on the work educational experience because of schooling. Here in Korea, it is difficult for me to find a job, so I chose to go to school. With that, I no longer had that work experience on my resume. However, volunteering at the USO is going to work wonders for those 2.5 years that I've missed in the work field. I hope that you now realize how important it is to volunteer or to donate to the USO. They count on you, and they cannot provide the services they provide without your support. Again, military families around the world benefit from the USO program. You can only imagine how much more they can do to help the soldiers and the families through your help and support. Thank you so much, and have a great day.